The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off Grand Champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off Grand Champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off Grand Champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off Grand Champion May Day, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of going hard kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, going hard kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off Grand Champion May Day, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
What is going on now? I see. What up, what up? Hold on. Let me make a hand. Where is the studio at? It's supposed to be recording. Right. Yeah. Supposed to be. Seems 13 months. Let me see. Yeah. What up, everybody? What up? What up? What the hell is up? Y'all know what time it is. Damn. It's Hot Mic Friday, man. Yeah. What happened? Did you turn it off? No. Yeah, you did. I got it off. Hold on. Let me get my thing back. Hold on, fellas. Hold on. What happened, dog? What happened? It's supposed to be you. Yeah, I don't need it. I have a group on. Control that sound, dog. All right. Good. All right, man. What up, everybody? Shit. Big shout out to everybody out there in the Shark Tank. Big shout out to all my people out there on the back street. What up? I don't know what time it is. It's Hot Mic Friday. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Let me check out who out here hanging out with my Shark Tank tonight. First of all, I got to give a big shout out to my big brother, my Marine Corps brother, you know, the one and only Pedigree in the house. Semper Fi, fam. What up, fam? Big shout out to Talk of the City, Kennels in the house. What up, bam? CTK, Constant Trauma, Kennels in the house. What up, fam? Big shout out to Bloodthirst Kennels, aka hold on, Heavy 360. What up, fam? Yeah, I got shit jumping all crazy everywhere I look on here. Let me see what's going on here. Big shout out to my man, Melee 47 in the house. What up, fam? King Yoda, I see you, fam. Yo, big shout out to the Mad Doctor. Hey, Mad Doctor, man, look, man, I've been meaning to get up with you, man. I know you see my phone calls. I'll be calling you and be missing you. Sorry about I missed you last show, fam. I didn't know you was in the room. You know, I can't see that kind of shit. I'm just not learning the program. Mo told me he happened to see you over there hanging out backstage, and we missed it, fam. No disrespect to you, fam. I know it feel like I'm just treating you like shit, dog, and I really don't be meaning to, because you is my boy, my man, representing the D, my main man, the Mad Doctor's in the house. Boy, you good? All right, fam, appreciate the love. Hey, y'all, this is gonna be one of them, you know, Fridays where, you know, Mo just got to be showing you some shit that, you know, it generally be all out of the norm. You know how we do things around here. He be all out of the norm and just take you on a history ride, see what's happening. Before we get started, man, you know, I noticed that that sad story. You know, I was watching the, you know, PBK News, and I just happened to see that story about that little kid that got killed by, now they said it's a pit bull, you know, family dog and all that. And I just be wondering, was it a pit bull, or was it a bully, but everybody just call it a pit bull type of situations. But, you know, those kind of things, man, just bring, you know, I mean, first of all, it's sad. The sad part about it is this was their family dog. They never seen that reaction out of that dog before. And that dog turns around and kills their child. You know, and I just, sometimes I be wondering, you know, is the news being fair? Because this, you know, nobody is really talking about the dog. Remember, this is what scares people away from our breed, right? Things like this. You know, for me, it's crazy to see people look at me crazy when I walk this my pit bull down the street with my little Doodle. Like it can't happen. When you get things like this that happen and they pit bull, family dog, never seen it before, makes people question, these dogs are aggressive, don't want them in the dog park, don't want them walking down the street, always want, just some of the craziest things. And just to keep this part in mind, we all know as American Pit Bull Terrier owners, the responsibility of our dogs are always going to be on us. We know this. Now, I can't speak for everybody in their pit bulls, but if you're any kind of dog owner and you have kids or you have family members, and I think we have dealt with some of the worst, people biters that man can ask for when it comes to dealing with guard dogs. And even through us, but all that training, we still know our limits when it comes down to how and where we have our dogs when it comes to dealing with anybody. But I just think it's just a sad story to see a kid get killed and we not know when they just holler pit bull, was it really a pit bull? Now they call band dogs and bullies pit bulls, and it's kind of like, two different things. And when you start mixing shit, like that, you're going to get those type of attitudes. Us as dog men, we know this, but the major public, the viewing audiences, they don't know this. So, automatically that just adds a bigger target based on any and everything that we do pertaining to these dogs. And I think it's important that we all take these type of situations and help shine a light on. Don't just throw don't throw the breed out there, pit bull, and not give us more information on this pit bull. Because if it was the pit bull, they called them dogs that jumped on the man who was taking care of the mom, who was taking care of his cousin's dogs. They called them pit bulls. Seen the damn video, them damn band dogs, bullies and shit. But to the public, they're pit bulls. So keep this in mind, fellas. Don't just be preaching this, teach this. Because this breed is really not for everybody. We always say that regardless of what the breed is. But in the same conversation, if you see somebody doing something stupid or you want to help this situation along, you give good information. Stop one day, you see somebody walking the dog and the dog seemed a little aggressive and everything, and he got his prey drive, just ask him, do he got breaking sticks? Hey bro, you got any breaking sticks with you? Just to see if he carrying them. Because when that dog jumped on that lady's child and she's standing there fighting this dog. Now this is a house dog. Can you imagine the terror that a mother is going through when she realizes she cannot help her child? No breaking sticks nowhere. Father must not have been around, but that's tragedy, man. And that's tragedy of the worstest degree. And it really don't look good on the breed. But getting people to understand the difference of a pit bull and a bully and a band dog is something that we as the community itself have to work on and be aware of the things that happen and just try to make them better, because stuff like that just gives the dogs a bad name and gives what I would call our judicial system, our local government and state governments, the right and something to stand on as far as totally trying to eliminate the American Pit Bull Terrier. I mean, it's just one of them things that is sad, but it gets even sadder when we see all these horror stories, you know what I mean? Dogs living all messed up, and people not doing the right thing with them. Drug dealers and dogs always go together. Remember? Same show, same scenario though. Drugs and dogs, they ain't never worked out. It's almost like a dead giveaway. So us as a community got to be smarter. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't get into what you guys do with your dogs, but then, hey, this is why we always push, regardless of what you do, how you do it, and when you do it, there's nothing wrong with a working dog. Always shine your dogs in a positive light, and always handle them with care. You know, a lot of you guys, just back in the day, we kept our dogs outside on chains. Now, for me, Mo had the yard. For me, my dog stayed in the house. Totally two different types of growing up. You know, and I say that because I had two pits, a father and his daughter, and a Cocker Spaniel named Onyx. And all three of them lived together. And then for some reason, somehow, my wife wanted to throw a cat. Thought we was Dr. Doolittle or some shit. And tried to have a cat amongst all three of them. But and what I loved about the cat, though, the cat was able to survive, y'all. There were so many things around the house that the cat could stay out of the dog's way. And we would just basically try to keep everybody with their space. But the cat always had a way of staying high. But I would always pick with them, jump down on the couch or something. They laying there and be busting them upside the head. And then I got to watch the house turn into terror. But that house living brings some type of human interaction, because everybody understood when I said stop. Even the damn cat knew that when I said stop, go get in your box. The cat act like he was a dog. He go get in the box. And the funny thing I learned about a cat, though, when the cat, everything he had got out, and I guess, he didn't come back home for a while. And when he came back, he looked like a different type of cat. And I think that's when they say they'd be out there a week or two, then they go get into that wild looking thing. And I just left him out there. I was like, no. Cause see, you went away, you stayed away a little too long, now you're looking all crazy. And these dogs know you're looking crazy, and this part's not gonna work. So I always would leave him some food out there on the porch, and he would always come by and eat it. I always seen him up until the day I moved from that property. I took care of that cat. But that cat was a little bitty kitten, and I raised it to about 2-3 years old around that dog. And went away and stayed away a week, came back, didn't look like the same cat, but I still took care of it. But these are just the love of the animals. Domesticating these dogs is one of some of the most lovable animals that you can have. We know if you have one, you'll understand where I'm coming from. But remember, I told you mine even bit me, bit my wife. But in the process and knowing how to handle these dogs, guaranteed that's not a problem I ever have to worry about again. But just because I feel like I'm comfortable about doing it, I'm always checking. Because if it happened one time, it'll happen again. But she's older now. It takes them a while to learn certain things. There's just certain things in any breed of dog that they got this thing that when I say you gotta have control, you gotta have complete control. When people say they never seen that dog act like that before, but for me, it's kind of hard to see things that just happen and you not know due to lack of paying it close attention. Because with the little small things can turn into big things. always knew my dog was going to have a problem because she didn't like to be rubbed. You know, most dogs like to be petted, and she wasn't one of them that liked to be pet. But she had to get used to like to be pet. Then she was one that wanted to be bossy. You know, when she ready to go outside, she thinks she can make you take her outside. Well, you know, you go outside when I tell your ass to go outside. You know, but then that's through a raising process. Now that she's up in age now, I ain't got to worry about fighting her or worry about what she gonna do and how she gonna do it. But not everybody has that experience to deal with these dogs. You know, we got our horror stories in these pit bulls, even from the pit bull dog men themselves. You know, the experienced ones. Hey, we don't have any control over what, we can't read their minds, but we can definitely read and learn their actions through just a little bit of simple care. I just thought I'd throw that out there because it's a tragedy and I hate to see those kind of things happen. But to my pit bull community, when I'm shouting out to you, I'm gonna always get you to understand and remind you, you got to be responsible for your dogs and your dog's actions. Worst thing you want to say is, I never seen that happen before. I never seen that out of them before. And then the minute that you see that it's cost you the loss of your child, it's very scary. But I don't want the community to let that be what affects, you know, the loyalty and the concern when it comes to dealing with these dogs, because they are the most lovable animals as far as to be so bad as people put them. I mean, they are some of the best domestic animals. That's why everybody got them, because they can be so lovable. I've never had a band dog and I've never had a bully, so I can't tell you how their attitudes is. But the majority of all the bulldogs we've ever owned, you know, we did not fool ourselves based off of what we seen. If you had that attitude in you, we were going to address it, and we were going to address it quickly. So y'all just keep that in mind and share a little bit of education for the non-knowers. You're the ones that think, you know, tell them breaking sticks they're not costly, but it's a needed piece of equipment because you never know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me see who else we got out here. Mike and Royal family, I see you, fam. Welsh, Pitbull Max supplements in the house. What up, fam? Who else we got down here? Come on. Okay. I think I got everybody. Then I'm gonna turn this over to Mo. Hey, Mo.
What's up?
Thought I'd let you know, man. It's Friday. I know you got something to say. Go ahead, get it off your chest, bro.
What up? I ain't got much. Come now.
We don't want to night. We don't go.
So I need y'all to get your bulldog together, get your stick. All up here on my bus. So we sitting on that yellow bus. We get to our destination, get the shit off my bus, and add some yellow footprint. Don't feel bad. You have to leave one at home. So imagination run free. Let's think about what we're going over here. Put yourself on this. See what would your position be if you had the same options to make. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all, give me a mic check on my mic. I want to make sure Mike got my mic right. You know what I'm saying? He want me to keep talking. But what it is, what's going on? All right, y'all. This to be better. Can somebody give a thumbs up to the chat? Let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear. Okay. Melee Bloodthirst, Mr. Bud Johnson. Hey, what up, dog? Pit dog. Hey, Pit dog. I had Jigger up on the screen, man. Jigger. I wanted to know if Jigger was a Boyle's dog. He looked like a Boyle's dog, man. He looked like a Boyle's dog. Good bred Boyle's dog, too. I'm going to throw him up there and go dive into this right quick there. Let me see if I can find it. Where was I at? I think I was over here somewhere. Yeah, I was. I was over here. Hey, y'all, come and join me. Hold on, let me see how I got to do this. Mike said I had to do certain things here to make stuff happen. Okay, let me get back over here to the studio. I go. Present. Yeah. Screen. Right there. And I got this bulldog. And Jigger. Hey, Snipe. Since I had you in the room, man, I just wanted to take a quick look at Jigger's pedigree. Champion Jigger, y'all. I just wanted to take a quick look before I go diving in. Looking at these dogs here, and you know, they all, to me, all Pat Patsy's dogs, man. Do y'all notice their bodies, y'all? I mean, when we look at Buck, he's related. You know, Pat Patsy got something to do with that. When you look at Jigger, he got something to do with that. When you look at Stones, people like Macho Buck and all them dogs, and Mayday and Luke Kane and Barracuda, do y'all notice that them Patrick dogs, because of how Patrick is breeding them, they have the most beautifulest bodies, man. I mean, we can talk about the ones over there at the Undertaker. We can talk about the Gaskins. We can talk about them Super Kennel dogs, them Stone City dogs, the Mayday dog. They just have beautiful bodies. They look like they was born Spartan. You know what I'm saying? And the expectations of just being battle cats. You know what I mean? And the cat was another good looking. Queen of Heart was another good looking dog, man. Pandy was a nice looking dog. They just had those bodies. Where are they getting those bodies from? We know the common factor is polio. It's the common factor. But that's a real strong, nice genetic strain in a dog to carry, you know, in so many different directions. You know what I mean? Like this one here. I just wanted to just tab in just a little something. You know, look at Crazy Chief. You know, they just have the markings, and you know, and one of the things we got to admit, you know, most Patrick dogs do have them little white tiptoes. You know, either they gonna be red or some of them might even be buckskin. You know, they throw those traits. I think the bodies be coming from those dogs like that, man. No, let me see. He wasn't that big. Oh shit! Hold on. He didn't have much polio in him right here. He was more of Eli. What they were doing, they crossed that Eli over into that polio. You know what I'm saying? See that? That's what I was looking for. This stuff down in here. See it all down in there. From here on down. Here on down. Make it work. See good work out of those dogs. That's probably why they were so successful. They were so successful. Very successful line of dogs. You know, and definitely bred very well through Pat Patrick and Ronnie Boyle. You know, especially when you're talking about a lion that can just step away and step off. Now, if y'all notice, you know, Bolio worked real good with Eli. And then when you take a look at it and you say, well, Chief worked real good with Eli too, because he had the bully son in him, but he also had that Kobe, Finley's bow, going back to that Kobe, and that's why it seems to work very well with REDBOY. You know what I'm saying? And I think when we talk about that, because Bolio worked with REDBOY as well. Bolio worked with REDBOY just as good, and then worked just as good with Bolio and Eli. You know what I'm saying? Like REDBOY and Eli. And these are strong genes and these are strong genetics, man, that you really can tell if you're really paying attention to the crosses, and it doesn't hurt when you're making these type of great breedings. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about top good breeders, I'm talking about work. Work. When you see the work, you see why we get places and get growth out of these dogs that they don't come in every litter. They don't pop up in every yard. It's almost like the luck of the draw. You know what I'm saying? You know, they have that Boyle's kill factor, like Queen Candy, Pandy, and I mean just a line of just real beat your ass dogs. We can't even throw Mayday up in there. No. You can see the difference though between the buck dogs though. Buck dogs had a lot of gamers to them, and it didn't hurt to cross them into that REDBOY stuff. That's just more gaming, making the dogs even harder to beat. But I think added ability to a lot of those REDBOY dogs. I mean, wasn't too many of them, you know, doing them long distance shows. Wasn't too many of them quitting like they do when you kind of add them up amongst themselves, you know, or not having enough to like REDBOY was game. Some of them had good mouthing, but when they didn't, You know, they was just game dogs. We can say the same thing about Eli dogs. They was rough ass dogs, but they was lacking a little bit of game. You know, you stand their power, they be the ones ready, hit the time clock and be like, time's up, baby, I gotta go. So I'm just looking at this very nice specimen. And I just had to just point out just the way he was bred. Real good cross, real good breed. To see such a nice dog come out the deal, you know what I mean? That's when you're trying to breed for something. I don't know what this grand champion was thinking when he took this grand champion bitch, when he gotta have so many other dogs, but he decided to take this dog to Crazy Chief. No, the breeding is definitely understandable as far as him wanting to tighten this top part right here up, make it all around. I mean, Cochran, he is a great breeder. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it right from here to here to here. And this Fallon guy right here, he is definitely a dog man. This Fallon, oh yeah, he's been around. So they were definitely throwing some good dogs. So just look at Mr. Cochran here. Probably what he probably liked it about this cross right here with the tighten this up down here back into this. And he did it in a real smart way because he went after the Patrick. He went after the Bolio. I mean, you can't get no better like that. I mean, I had him on my yard. I've been thinking the same damn way. Look at that pedigree right there.
You notice that most of them are dog killers.
Yeah, that's why they all killers. That's right. That's right. Bobby Jr. was a bad one. Dirty Mary, she threw match dogs. She was the winner herself. I mean, it's just nice to see when you taking dogs and breeding them and you see that they come out working. I'm always advocate for pulling up these pedigrees because there's so much, the breeding going on, just pointing out the difference between a person who's breeding because of a pretty pedigree and a person who's breeding for success. You know what I mean? Especially for the purpose. Then he was feeding Crazy Chief. It must have been something about him where he could feel confident to take that grand champion bitch and breed it to a dog that we don't know nothing about. But we know he bred though. We know one thing, if he didn't get nothing else out of that litter, he got a man. He definitely got a man. Mm-hmm. It's one of them great ones, man, that we hardly ever really get down into the actual balls, dogs. We get away from them. But what has had these dogs, just hanging there in the time. And even now in today's game, you still got these bulls dogs popping up. They crossing the bulls with Mayday. They crossing it into the yellow stuff. You know what I'm saying? They putting bottom in. When do they really need bottom? Let's just see in time will tell if that bottom that they adding to these dogs, because I done seen some bulls dogs go over 2 hours. Yeah. So whatever they doing, they putting bottom. It's not always about roughing through it. And it was a pretty good dog, that just ran into another good dog, and they ended up running into each other. One of them kind of matches where you just wish that y'all could have went out there and won, because these dogs could have ran into any other dog and been winners. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, it was like, hey, you just never know. But those are the kind of dogs that you would like to see in champion matches, champion on champion, knowing that these dogs hadn't ran into each other. They probably would have made champion before that opportunity came. You know what I'm saying? It really made it a good fight, as it was even when it happened. You know, you just like to see those kind of happen later down in the career, where it would have had a little bit more two champions going into each other. The result a lot more understandable compared to the opportunity. Every time you go in there, you never know when you run to the next great dog. You know what I mean? So it's really hard, but when it does happen, you look back like I do. I used to look back and look at that match I had with Gator Dog, and I always thought, knowing that those two dogs could have went on and win grand champion and met, because it would have been very hard for those dogs to lose. Just so happened they ran into each other early. You never know when you're out there and those weights get to flying. You'll never know who you're going to get. And you can't never underestimate them just because you don't know. You know? Okay. Now, I wanted to talk about another thing, y'all, that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention, which my topic was really about, would be on, would be back on, well, I get back, get me back on, like FRISCO and Jeep, which one. I would have to even throw REDBOY up there. As far as those great bloodlines, guys, I'm trying to put together, a synopsis of the buck. Let's say the Bolio. We gotta say, when we say Frisco, we throwing Eli and Jeep in there. So we gotta say, well, damn, you mean to tell me? Come on, let's look at this. Give me a chance to go look at this, guys. Give me a chance to go look at this. First, I want to get Frisco. Then I want to get Jeep up here so we can see what I'm trying to get to. I have them up here. Because I believe we're going to get some clarity of why these dogs were such great producers. You know? Frisco. Right, guys, I'm almost there. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Come on, join with me. Join in here with me. Let me know if y'all can see this pedigree, so when I go to digging into it, y'all, we can get a better understanding and clearness to this. Okay? All right. Now, remember I was just talking to y'all about Jigger. Make me go back and remind you. Remember we were just talking about Jigger. I mean, and I hope y'all remember his pedigree, because in the end, we're going to go back to Jigger. But you'll see why Jigger started off the show. So I can show you there's a relationship. It's always been done. And the way they work their hand. Now look at Frisco. We got Chinaman Eli. We got Eli Jr. We got Snooty. And then we got Bolio. That's right. Bolio. See? This piece of puzzle right here, you can't never forget that little quarter. Like y'all be saying, Twin be too hard on Jocko. Twin be hard on Jocko. But when I just tell y'all, I'll say, look at y'all. Y'all better keep your eye on that Fitzwater's Goldie when you talk about Bolio. The Fitzwater's Goldie pop up in a lot of places. A lot of great dogs run around that Fitzwater's Goldie. And I be telling y'all, watch out for that Klaus. That Klaus. That Stabber. We just seen Stabber pop up in a lot of these pedigrees of these great dogs. Not necessarily Patrick either, but they're popping up in great dogs. See, to me, these play factor pieces. Especially when you be reading some of these dogs going all the way back to a line that created Dibo. Did you know they created many of these dogs himself? Just understanding the way these guys are breeding is the factor why these dogs were able to continue to produce, because we're looking at their pedigree. We're looking at what the people were doing. Do you really pay attention to what they're doing? Or do y'all just try to find the familiarity and be like, yeah, I think I can see what he did. But you need to stay on the damn paper till you start figuring out why and what they're doing, because once you catch it, you're going to keep on seeing it. You're going to keep on seeing it. They keep doing these little things, and you start seeing them. You see what I'm saying? You start seeing them, and once you start seeing them, you look at your own pedigrees and you start basically understanding that they've been doing this from the beginning. For every great dog that I continue to tell y'all, 90% of them are great bred dogs. A lot of your registered mares have registered mare qualities. Some of them carry just the genetic trait to be reproductive of the average warrior. When I say average warrior, at least he's making it to competition. Win or lose. There's a difference when you're breeding and you're getting good dogs that can't make it to competition. You know, you can't make it to competition to lose. So you're in a worse position than the loser who's losing in combat. Because you can't even make it. So that's not a good way to start off a yard. You know? I mean, because you can see it in their breedings that that's not what they're doing. There's too many moves. There's too many things that they're constantly keep doing. You hear me? There's too many things that they're doing. Hey man, these dudes is not taking these dogs, throwing them in a hat and pulling out, you know, the piece of paper. Whoever dog name I pull out, that's the dog I'm going to breed. Or this is the way I'm going to do it. It's not being done like that. You can literally see in certain spots what they're doing. They took this dog right here, straight. APBT'S mighty Chinaman. Bred back to his daughter. Crossed with Chinaman in a Bolio bitch. all this is carver though. Keep in mind, because Bolio is a carver dog. Keep it in mind that Bolio is a carver dog. The formula is still being played. Snooty is a carver dog with that Fitzwater's goatee. Can't be going to sleep. Butcher boy, Fitzwater's goatee. Spike, down in the bottom, the Merc bitch, Fitzwater's goatee. It was a piece of combination in this whole pedigree right here. Bam, that's just the bottom. Lord knows we go back there and we put it together. This is what made this dog such a great producer. Guarantee when we go look around in Mayday shit, we gonna see the same old shit. When we go look in Stone City shit, we gonna see the same old shit. The same old shit. And one thing we can definitely say, they command the register of merit list. Been commanding it for years. But everybody be talking about this is the best. No, I'm going to tell y'all what the best crosses was. Go back to that register of merit list and it'll show you. REDBOY, Bolio, Eli. How we going to call this? Carver? We can't call it all Gardner. We can't call it Patrick. Let's just look at it in a big old shell. Carver. Carver rules the register of merit list. Maurice Carver rules the register of merit list. Earl Tudor rules the register of merit list. Kobe rules the register of merit list. You can put any one of them lines together. They have a genetic strain to them. Genetic strain where a lot of our great dogs come off of those basic lines right there. If you feel me, if you hear me, I'm going to take a time out, take a breather. I want to at least see if somebody is paying attention in my classroom. I need some thumbs up if you agree. I will be coming back later on and I'll be testing. What did I say about that register of merit list? Did you hear me? Was you really paying attention? How many dogs did I name? You know what I'm saying, people? Pedigree, register of merit, genetics. It's all right there. It's all right there. They ain't reaching, they getting. And it's a chemistry. It's a formula. You can't see it, then how you gonna ever be able to land it? Controlled the game many years. This man is still sitting out here selling dogs using the same old concept. Ain't changed a thing. You know what he did? He went back and cleaned it up because he came back and got him some REDBOY and threw it in there with his shit. He knew he couldn't run without it. Mayday was all on their ass. Yellow was all on their ass. You got Yellow and Yellow John and Mayday up there. You understand me? Hey, don't forget that. And then you got Honey Bunch and Yellow on the other side. You got Honey Bunch and Awesome Baby on the other side. Eli and more Red Boy. Kobe. Kobe. I said Kobe. Okay? So just listen to what I'm saying, man, and try to see what I'm saying. These dogs carry a genetic trait. They can reproduce. And it's always the formula that makes that the major factor in a lot of these champions that we look at. Major. Well, there you come and stop here. Okay, hold on. I got it. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Remember the other dog said, Frisco, Jeep. Take another look at this again. What is he? He is a carver dog. Plain and simple. Yes, he is. We can call him a Diabo dog, whatever you want to call him. To production. You can't sleep on it. You can't sleep on it. You see this down here, and it looks just like this up here. Hold on. See? They doing it. The crosses that they making, man, it's the majority of what's happening. The connection, those connections. And we're talking about Jeep now. Don't see a registered mare nowhere down there in here. None. None. But what makes him a great producer? Diabo. Can't get no bigger than that. You can't get no bigger than that. You can't get no bigger than that. All over the place. Diabo. The catalyst of most all our great pit bulls. They have a genetic reproductive strain to create winners. Just imagine what it takes to produce such a bulldog that can win and produce. Okay? Jeep. We add some Kobe to Jeep. It's already there. Putting Red Boy on that. Bam. What we got? A whole new line of some shit. That very same Kobe gonna take us down there where we can find Yellow, Red Boy, Yellow John, Medlin, Whitney, Tant, all productive dogs. Come on now. Y'all feel me? Same work being put together. Using the Kobe with the Eli. Then you go and you grab some more Carver, put with the Eli, which is Carver. Then you go grab some more Kobe, like Yellow John, Yellow, with some more Carver. Produce dogs like Mayday, the Highland Work dog, the Buck dog. They put them together, it always seem to work when you do it. And it shows the consistency of production. Top 2 dogs bred using main key pieces of the formula. What were they? Say again. Catalyst was Diabo. The catalyst was Diabo. Diabo brings us to G. Diabo brings us to Frisco. Diabo brings us to Buck. And Kobe, he brings us to the Yellow, the Red Boy. Which takes us back to who? Billy's boat. There is a connection. We talking about the greatest producers. Greatest producers. That's why we have a G, a Frisco, a Mayday, a Yellow. And a history of great dogs coming down off of these lines of dogs, from Boyles to Southern Kennels, down to the Kennels, hardcore kennels. These kennels have elaborated great breeding programs using these very same steps that we're looking at right now. I could go pull up any one of them and show you why they were great producers. The one thing they all had in common, they were all line bred. All of them. Frisco, Jeep, Buck, Snooty. Now just give me some Kobe. The playing factor that had worked always with the Eli, the Diabo, Kobe and Diabo, the catalyst of the all on list. Kobe and Diabo. Come on now. Y'all hear me? Think about it. Have you really thought about it and studied it to realize that, like, you know what? He got something there. He has definitely made a point. I hope so. Yeah. I'm gonna stop over here right quick and tell you. And look how many. Look at this Frisco stuff. 1,302. He got to be pretty high. But you gotta remember this: when we start grabbing Frisco dogs, we find many of them. Many of them we got right here in our country. But we also have many of them that won outside the country. Like, there's a whole group of them right in here. This is a group. These dogs ain't even from the United States. Let's go. Grand Champion Cisco. Japan. He must be a killer in Japan. Another one. Must be a killer in Japan. 45, 38, 22. Look at the pedigree. Don't forget how Frisco's bred. We go dab in. We still dealing with Snooty, Eli, Carver. Regardless of how you see it, we still dealing with Carver dog. When we start talking about Snooty, don't even forget why that shit was working so well, where Art Smithy could throw some good dogs, and because she got a brother named Boomerang, who plays such a very important part in the Bulls dogs. You know what I'm saying? When we added him into the equation, like they did Art Smithy into the equation, huh, okay, they still playing with the line. Y'all go to screaming Molly B off of Stevens' Big Ben. Are you sure in this? It, it says it's Stern. See? Okay, well, hold on. Let me just take y'all here. Tell me if y'all there. Yeah, y'all there now. When I say Art Smithy, that Boomerang little man brother, sister, look at her. Look what we dealing with. Bam. That's Snooty Mama. Boomerang crossed into the Bulls line. Look at it. Same thing. We still dealing with Carver dog. Like Boomerang worked with the Patrick, because they're all Carver. They're all Dibo dog. Fitzwater Goldie, them are mixes that work. Dudes was bulldogging. They was doing such great breeding, man, of these lines, and you see them, you see the shit, man. This is not stuff that you go home and be sitting up there talking to Bill and Joe. You know what I'm saying? And just doing it on just GQ, just on general purposes, just general purpose breed. These is not those kind of breeds. These dudes has got hands on deck. They putting their hands on them. They putting their hands on them. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me you're going to get that much consistency out of breeding by just throwing papers together. I don't believe that. Not when we got too many damn grand champions and this and this and this and that. And we know the only way you get those things is you got to put your hands on them. Genetic wise, they had already figured that out. What they were doing. Staying with the line. I mean, going deep into the line like me and my KP do. We go deep. We go figure out all this little shit. We make the connection because there's a certain type of way you make the soup. And if you make this soup knowing what the ingredients are, you can remake the soup. And it's supposed to stay the same if I'm using the same ingredients. But I have to grade it by putting my hands in. How am I gonna know that I'm doing what they doing if I don't put my hands in it? How am I gonna test it and taste it? I said I wanted to make me an ROM, and I played with the line just like they played with it. I got me an ROM out the deal. And I told y'all I'm down there in the lower parts of the totem pole when it comes to this shit. I ain't never bragged and said I was anything higher. But at least I can say I didn't tabbed into every bit of the dog game and had my tag on every single opportunity to tag one up. From a grand champion to a registered mare. You know? And they gotta look at these champions and give them the just of how important it was in yesterday. Y'all on my train. Y'all riding on my bus. You just don't understand how these things plays such an important part of our growth of yesterday. That's why I can still keep bringing up this dog right here. I'm gonna keep going back and bring this dog back up to where I started at. I'm gonna bring him back. I'm gonna bring him back. And regardless of how you twist it and push it and roll it, it keeps going back. It just keeps going back. It's the work. Look at all the testing of the soup. Look at all that testing of the soup. If you ain't testing the soup, then we wouldn't be having these dogs. We wouldn't even have the possibility for Crazy Chief to produce such a great dog. They can do it all. Top and bottom. There is clearly a formula there. We look at it here and we call it a Boyle's dog. I look at it and I call it a Carver dog. I call it a Bolio dog. Eli dog. Give me some. They just got this thing, man, where if we could really do what Maurice Carver, Floyd Boudreaux, I would even have to throw in there Stone City, Hardcore, Backstreet, J-Bo. You know, a lot of these great guys out here that had their opportunity to be able to put one that they bred right there on their yard. Right there on their yard. Got one coming right between their legs and they pull up their pedigree. I can guarantee you it ain't a bunch of trash. You are going to see chemistry. 9 times out of 10 out of great dogs, you're going to see formula. Touch formula. Formula that's been tasted. And they all got a way of getting there. From Hardcore, using his line of dogs with the Rascal Eli and the Red Boy. From Stone City with the Bolio Eli, Red Boy. You know, we'll take a quick look. I don't mind. I don't mind. I hope y'all don't mind. Let's go look. Let's go take another look. Let's go take deeper looks. Let's go pull up some of these guys. Well, I haven't even made it to the Brian Bailey shit, you know, and the gardener grabbing that tramp red boy while he jumping in there on that bandwagon. You know what I mean? I haven't got there. I don't have it all night. I'm digging into these certain directives of the what's the four dogs? Y'all remember? It's not hard when you go right back to the top of the register of merit list, and you should be able to find it real easy because you're supposed to respect what's up there. Shouldn't be hard to answer that question if you respect what's up there. You should know who's up there. They're damn near all related. They all have been branched together to produce some of the greatest dogs in the history of the game. We did better than the Irish. We did better than the English. We did better than the history of these dogs based on what format they gave us to continue to use. And for those who understand that, guess what? They are the ones that's getting paid. They are the ones that's making the future. They are the ones that's going down in history to carry these lines. Way back there in the 1900s, early 1900s, Diabo and them was around. Way up here in the 2000s. With still guys that's smart enough to recognize that formula and still be able to create great dogs. I'll be right with you guys here in a minute. Okay, then I was gonna stop over here and check up one right quick. I just had to run over here. I just had to run over here and show you what I was talking about. Here's our carver. We already understand. Here's our carver. This is our Kobe. I'm gonna go down here, but I ain't gonna start up there, yellow. You know he's up there on that list. He way up there on that list. You know it. But why I'm gonna start there when I can go here? Because I'm going back to a point. You see my point? I'm going back there. You still see the science. The science is still being worked. Y'all still see me getting there. Science is still being worked. Still see us getting there. And seeing all these dogs. They gets back there. And then when you have that touch of old family red in that Kobe stuff, you know, and they definitely used it. They definitely played with it. A lot of them played with it. You're going to find a whole lot of old family red dogs and a lot of these dogs. You're going to see a smidge. And guess what else you're going to see? You're going to see how strong the genetics was because when you throw old family red up in any of this shit, you get red dogs. And if you breeding it the way you started breeding it, you're going to continue getting red dogs. That's why they got all these red boy dogs running around here black now. They done reversed the game. Still gonna find old family reds in there. Still gonna be having all these red nosed puppies, but you're gonna be seeing these yellow dogs now these old Kobe dogs now, they done headed back to being black. Yes, sir. You look at these dogs, man, and when we go to dealing with these pedigrees, me, I just don't go saying, well, this dog was bred to this dog to get this dog and all this shit. I don't be on that. I be looking at y'all. Do y'all paying attention? Do y'all really know what y'all looking at? Damn, this dog was bred to this dog to do this dog. Can you see the formula why it was being done? Can you understand why this worked and everybody else shit can't work? What made this stuff stand out through the test of time? That we can still keep going back finding these dogs. I can go over to Blackjack and find the same chemistry. I can go over to Jeep, find the same chemistry. I can go over there to Super Kennels. I can go over there to Stone City. I can go over there to James Crenshaw. Just think of all the places, Casino. We can go to all these people. Schoolboy. We can go to all of them. They all play with the major ingredients that controls and has controlled that ROM list since it was created. And it all had a chemistry. Registered man. COVID, we talked about it before. She didn't have to be anything but a COVID. She had such a great, the genetics, the way it was set up, the way you got that outer set up in there. That Jocko lands in there perfect. You can't have it without it. But whether it's a major factor, no. I will always tell you guys, don't get mad when I say it because it wasn't. But you cannot you cannot take it away. You can't take it away. Because pay attention when you sleep. You just can't take it away. Point it out. Bam. Start digging around back there. You know what I'm saying? We really start digging around back there and paying real close attention. Did you see the first thing I missed? Didn't nobody jump up and say he went right by. No, I didn't. I didn't pass her. I didn't pass Cody. I didn't pass Mert. I didn't pass that Fitzwater's Goldie. I didn't do it. Look at nigga. Oh, starting to look the same, ain't it? What? Yeah. Uh-huh. That's Jocko. That's Jocko. Skybo. Kobe. You see it? Why the Jeep work so well? That's why the Bolio works so well. Because when you start jamming them all up, you look at this particular breed here. We could do the same thing with Mayday. They got them all right there. How can you not produce? How can you not have warriors? When we're doing something the old school wasn't doing, we was using, we was testing, we was tasting, and it kept getting better. And it kept getting better. That's why he up there with Frisco. That's why she up there with Honey Bunch. The formula. Twin always talking about the formula. I'm gonna keep beating in your heads and keep pointing this stuff out to show you, y'all. There's a line of dogs that made these American Pit Bull Terriers. And not Ireland. And not England. These are what we call American pit bulls. It's we the Americans that made these pit bulls. It was us Americans that started putting champions. It was us Americans that started putting registered mares early in the game. A lot of people didn't do it. A lot of people didn't register. A lot of people didn't put out their winners. And there's a lot of great dogs that we can't talk about that was around then because they choose not to. Not our fault they ain't part of history for whatever reason. For whatever reason. I think it's called as you're going to be in this dog game. Back in my time, it would be a misjustice to the dog if you didn't. Maybe you did not care about it. It's not your dog's fault. But we can't talk about your shit. It's not his fault. We know he was out there. Some of them we can talk about, even though we know they ain't there. But they'll never be stamped into the history of this dog game. Never. For whatever reason, on no fault of ours, I think it would be a misjustice to the dog as well for you not to record when you had the opportunity to not stamp your dog's great work and success into history, where we could go and analyze it, go over it, look at it, wonder, how do you build a formula? But don't be for these type of dogs here, we wouldn't know. But all the ones that were starting to figure it out, remember, what did I say I did? I figured it out. I could throw Mayday's Pedigree up there and do the same damn thing. They take Yellow Buck. They bred him to, let's go to Sir Kel or Piggy or any one of them. This little right here, this little right here. These dogs right here produce. There's so many dogs in this litter, in this particular litter. Every one of them been produced winners. Every one of them. They go graveyard. Graveyard bred to double brat. Come on. 7-time winner. Bred to this very thing. Don't forget. Baby, register mare. Bred to Mayday. No Frisco. We just running with Yellow, Buck, and Eli. Oh yeah, we got Eli. Look at this bottom. How you gonna say we ain't got no Eli? This pedigree here looks like some shit that you see over there hardcore. They still Kobe Diabo dog. You gonna see your Carver? Definitely gonna get to your Diabo, definitely right. In all angles. And you're gonna get your Kobe. From the REDBOY side. The Jeep side. What's that combination? Can't be hard to figure out if you know those top dogs that we talking about tonight. Can't be. And this line right here, they had a whole bunch of producers out of this very line by just adding more of an equation. Like these dudes knew. Well, no, they didn't know. They was following the formula. I can guarantee you because it comes clear. I can run down some of the register and merit, produce the register and merit, produce the winner, and we speak of Sarah Kell herself. These are her siblings. Good cross. How could you go wrong? I could go and do that to Mayday. I can go and do that to Hardcore. I can go over there to Undertaker and do it to them, the bucket stuff. Or I can go over there and try it out with Gas. And all of us to follow that trail line of dogs. All that followed that trail line of dogs. We ain't got this yellow, but we still dealing with Nico. Playing with the same old scope. Look at the producer. Another all around producing dog. Same concept, same pattern. We can pull up Hardcore 9 milli. What we gonna find? We can go over there and pull up Pandy. We can go over there and pull up Handicap. We can go over there and pull up Queen of Heart. What we gonna find? What was those four dogs I named at the beginning of this show? What we are going to find is those 4 great dogs with a bunch of great producers. They are the catalyst of the dog game. Okay, Mike, I'm gonna take a break for a second, catch my breath. Guys, I want Mike to check the chat right quick. Put me back up there, Mike. Okay, it's family going to the same family of dogs, just a little out that goes right back into the beginning. That's right there, Viking. That's right there, Viking. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's just when to do it and how to do it. It's an art to those who figured it out. It wasn't hard for me to do when all I did is just followed it. My KP got it so down pat that he know how to do it and put it together and get it to work regardless of how he grabbed it, as long as he got it the way he got it. I mean, god dang, we got a black yellow dog. Got Mayday heavy. Let me pull him up. Let me pull him up. Hmm? Right here. Yeah. No, I was going back here to get it. Break it down. Let's break it down. Same concept. Same concept. Where you want to start it? Start at the bottom. Look at all that at the bottom. We already know where this is going. We already know where that is going. Remember I tell you about those bodies? Them bolio bodies? I call it the bolio body. Yellow than high. He had a pretty body. He kind of remind you of Luke Cam, but these bodies here, these bolio bodies. Those bolio bodies. You can believe that. Them bolio bodies. Still going back. Carver dog. Kobe Carver. Eli. When I say Carver, I'm talking about I'm way back there. I'm going like Carver, which would be my bolio, and my red boy with my Kobe, which is going to bring me my Jeep and red boy. And that includes Frisco. That includes Buck. That includes Yellow. Includes Mayday. Honey Bunch. Awesome Baby. We could probably go in there and start grabbing up some of that Jerome shit. There's a whole bunch of these dogs that we could start grabbing and seeing this chemistry. If we're going to be finding one of those 3, 4 dogs going back to Diabo, Bolio, this Carver. We're going to stick with the Carver. We're going to keep on going back. Carver is still Diabo to me. Diabo and Kobe. Diabo and Kobe. Mix Kobe with some of that old family red, and what we get? Bulldog. Jeep comes in on the Carver. I wouldn't even call it Eli. I would say it's Diabo Kobe. Because those are the 2 dogs that's gonna, all these dogs gonna go back to. You're gonna see certain dogs. Fitzwater's Goldie, Old Stabber, Eli, Bolio. These are just things, man. If you look at the way they're using them, look how they're using them. What I said that we was doing that the old dudes wasn't doing, we was tasting our shit. They was getting bulldog. Bulldog that could produce. Where did production come from? Came way back there when we started playing with the Diabo dogs. Came way back then when we started doing it with the Kobe dog. Because the Diabo turned into Carver. The Kobe's turned into Red Boy. And don't forget the top side finish both Jeep. Top producers. These are top producers. And they still had a formula. Just taking a line of dogs and the genetics that has been working and putting those genetics tested, cooked, and tasted. And the main ones that stood out and stand out, them history makers. Them history makers got a combination of all that shit in them. All that shit in them. And that's just the bottom half of now what we got. That's a champion. That's a black dog right here. Did I have Luke Hand up there? Did he show? Let me go back. Okay, he was on the screen. Okay. Same thing with the top half, gentlemen. We done seen the Walkmore stuff. We know where it goes. We know it goes. Here's the little touch a little out. still with the little out. Look where it's going. Still doing it. Still throwing them in there. There goes Snooty. There's my Bolio. There's my Carver. Yeah, you see it. Side of the hoop, grand champion Gabe. Come on now. Y'all feeling me, man? I just want to make sure y'all still following me here. You see how I just went and grabbed that up there? Hey, they don't be just grabbing these and doing this. It takes studying and understanding. It's full of it. It's full of it. All this black, all this Patrick. I don't even want to tag down here yet. I'm gonna go up here and play up here. With all that Patrick, a whole new line of Patrick dog. Rick Rude and them. These ain't the Buck side, the other side. Still gonna have your bull boy Bob up in there. You see it. You see where it's showing. Where we going? We already know where we going. Do we must have to go when we know where this? We've been to this part already. We seeing these same old dogs again. When you start putting that pudding together, you got to know it. You got to be able to see it. You got to be able to work it. Dog wasn't no great producer. He was very good, but was he a great producer? Yeah. But you kept working at it and start putting into the right shit. We know what all this is. But they took him, help him out by just putting this here. But this here is what made the difference. This shit. Polio body. You see him? Not uncommon. We go back, we already know where all this is going. You see it, we see it so much. We know where all this is going. That's what makes these dogs here very important. Even when it comes down, that's right. You see them. You got a black dog with a black mama and a black daddy. Black mama and a black daddy. And what do you see in that litter? Whose tails you see slinging up there that you can't miss that color? Throwback. Studying pedigrees. That's a big jump for him to make a jump, such a jump like this, especially when you're dealing with, like I said, KP going out of the country. They going out of the country. They grabbing shit out of the country. Ship, everybody. Everybody know the ship, dog. Come on, we've been through this. We just been over this dog's pedigree. Remember, we had to go back and find out what was this stuff. We had to go find out. Ship being a black dog, but guess what? We back here tagging along, digging in his pedigree. And you already see, we know we're going to be heading here somewhere. By the time we get to the States, it's going to start making sense to everybody. We down near there. We see it coming here at the bottom. For those that don't know, we're going to keep seeing it coming here at the bottom. Bam. At the bottom. Y'all see the names? Y'all see the dogs? Do we need to go back? Do we got to keep on going? Do y'all know where all this stuff is going? If you know where it's going, then you know we're going to be heading back to those carvers. All this tied up in these dogs. We doing the same thing that they was doing. Same thing. They're them same old dogs we've been playing with all night. All night. But you put that bolio in there and you see them bodies. That's where the bodies come from. We want to let you confirmation people know where them bodies is coming from. Yeah, y'all see that stuff? That's that out of the country stuff. That was his top half. They go Chinaman at the bottom there. And as we keep rolling, they go to some Hammond dogs. We already know where this is going to be going. We already know where this is headed. We can go right here and just take one more jump over, and there we is. Boom, boom. We didn't see these before. They taking this stuff, man, and they're really paying attention. I'm doing this for the paper breeders. This is for the paper breeders. You know, the one that you can try to pull it off without testing it, by tasting it, just looking for the hope. Hey, you might be lucky if you just pay attention. Just keep paying attention. We're all up in the sorrow line of dogs now. You see where we at now? Know where we're gonna go when we go to deal with these. Yeah, you see Stu Fowler, you see Chopper in them. Bulldog, Cavino. I'll get down there to him in a minute, fellas. Just wanted to get you back there where we can see some shit. Now we're back here where the old family Reds is, the Kobe dogs is. Man, it's just a direction that if you're really paying attention and you really want to figure it out, it's how you figure it out. Look at those Cavino dogs. Can't take nothing away from them. They ain't JP Kobe, but guess what? They back there. Shippy dogs got old family Reds down there at the bottom. Now you got top and bottom with a little bit of that tutor up in there. They all play around with the Daibo Kobe shit. He was a smart man, that Joe Cavino, too. This great 14-time winner. Key factor. They just take these dogs, man, and you can just tell. They're taking nothing and coming in there with something. Great producers, great dogs, just knowing how to put them together. Going back down through the history and just going all the way back, months, years and years. Oh, Mr. Gary Hammond, with all these nice ass dogs crossed up in there, crossing into the Soros dog. Then left our country and went overseas and came back. They doing things that we was doing over here in America. They getting smart and jiggy with it with they shit. Maybe they learned how to read English too. Okay? They ain't sleeping. They wasn't sleeping either, was they? Huh? They wasn't sleeping not one bit. Not in order to make it. Not in order to make it. Here's a breeder making his move. I always say, pay attention to the breeder. Definitely tell his soup been tested, been tasted. We're on a whole new line of dogs, and where we going to end up back at? Right back, right back, right back. See what I'm saying? We ended up right back. They knew what they was doing, fellas. We're right back where we started on the top half. Can't beat that kind of stuff, fellas. You just can't beat it. It just amazes me when I see it and like just sitting there pointing it out to you, just showing you. They wasn't sleeping on this stuff. You know this stuff right here gonna go back to Negarino. We know that because of Bosco and Sheba. Look at it. We got Jocko. I forgot about Jocko. We gonna take that back to nigga anyway, but then look what we got. Still got the whole combination right there. Just want to make sure your jaw see where we started at. Let me just get back out here and go all the way back. That was the female to the puppy. We did ship. Here's the Kaya female. I'm just gonna run through them right quick.
Cuddy Talk said, my man Cuddy Talk said, I'm a Rascal fan, and I was always told that wasn't the pedigree. That's why Niggerino art and Rascal dogs are completely different. Well, Mo, tell them about how you feel about the pedigree and traits. Give it down what the pedigree say, right?
Well, look, I can tell you this much. Like I told y'all the story about Rasco. Rasco came from Mexico. And the dog was given to James Crenshaw. Okay? Now, for whatever reason, we know that James Crenshaw didn't produce Rasco. I told you how they got Rasco. And 2 Mexicans over the border, and they came back over the border with Rasco and gave him to James Crenshaw. Now, how was Rasco bred? We don't know. But one damn thing for sure, we know he was black. And we know he could have came right off as from Eli being he was stolen and he was over there in Mexico. And evidently somebody knew where he was at. If he wasn't bred like that, he had some of that shit in him. That's for damn sure. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't have never worked over there when they crossed it over there at Stone City. It wouldn't have never worked when they started crossing it and all these damn rascal dogs started showing up, eating ass, producing, and winning. You know what I'm saying? Think about it.
Want to give a big shout out to my man Uncle Willie in the house. What up, fam? Cannabis Cowboy, I see you, fam. Trevor Leahy, what up, fam? K-Mo, what up, fam?
As I still dig, you see where I'm back. I'm going back. We dealing with a whole nother line of dog, but you look where we heading back to. We already bumping into them. You know we gonna be running into some Gardner and Kobe dogs. Don't even have to go back that far to know that. We see it coming. The thing that I'm paying attention to is they work. What they doing to get they work. What they doing to get they work. They tasting their food. That was down here. You see it? Burn Stompy. You see him? That's where I took y'all. And you already know where this is going to take us. We see him again. Look where we at. Now we down there in that Alonzo land. We already know this is. We already know this stuff. Now we playing down here with our little quarter out in the Lonzo land. Yes, sir. Heavy Elvis. Heavy Elvis. Oh, you know what I tell you when y'all put that boy Zebo up in there, what you gonna get? I keep telling you, everybody gotta have some of that Zebo. Everybody gotta have it. Now, when you start adding yellow with Lady Sassy Me, you got Rosie, Vindicator, and Zebo. Remember where we started at. So we know in all this other shit, all these other great dogs, we got the dog, the twin, always say, you gotta have that Zebo in your life. His twin, them pointing out, growing hard dog being built, got all the ingredients that he talk about. Take you on a trip and show you. You have to say all of them is outcrossed, what you want to call it, whatever, however you want to call it. Remember, this is how far back we was going, and we just walking back to the front, wondering why did this shit work? Too early to tell, but you see them tails. Where them little guys right there come from? With a black mama and a black daddy. Yeah? Something got thrown back. Yeah? Factors. Factors. It's too much Mayday and yellow in this stuff. You're going to have that down here. Remember, we're going to get yellow down here. We're going to get yellow Jeep and Rascal down here. But we got a whole lot of it up here. Which we still talking about Kobe and Dabo. Been there. Heavy welcome all, heavy Mayday. At the top. A lot of it. Covering all the angles. That was just this dog right here. That was just Pac-Man. You know we got it right here. We know we got it right here. Why it worked. They kept it going. Reaching? I don't think we reach. I don't think we reach. We wanted to grab something that's hard to get. Consistency. We need a working pool. We need a working pool. There's a lot of working dogs out there in the country that's working their way back here. That we got to make American again. And just making breedings. Can't tell you what's gonna happen. But boy, I'd rather be dealing with a hopeful that's showing promise. I mean, I say showing promise, I'm talking about promise to where you have something to look forward to. And me, I'm a firm believer into if it ain't got enough of this right here, then it's our job to put it there. The only way we gonna know it came together and worked. The only way you know it can come together and work. Cullen, it worked. When he bred up the big boy, it worked. What he did was helping something that wasn't healthy very well. And when he took his shot. He took his shot right here with this stuff right here. And finally made it worthy. to have a lot of that. Make it worthy. But he got production though. He got real production. Anything that happened from here on, down here, and right here, and right here, because it's the same thing as the bottom. See? Same thing. The possibilities of production, hey, time will tell. But one thing for damn sure, the breeding proved to be a factor that worked. Changed the color, but still played a big factor. Got a black dog we call yellow dog. Mayday dog. Stone City dog. Walkmart dog. Barracuda dog. Buck dog. Lou Kane. Tell you, man, when the boys get to playing and looking, they doing some study. We didn't change it here. Did not change it here. We got somebody out there who's probably looking forward to doing a breeding of itself. That ain't us. But somebody taking a peek. That's a damn good peek he making. That's a man that's looking at his bitch. That's what he's doing. He's looking at his bitch and he's saying, what can I do with this bitch? I'm going to take this bitch to that male. This buckskin bitch to that male. Well, that's a wishful thought. Smart thought. Whoever put it up there. You paying attention. That's for damn sure. You got a better chance of feeding something worthy of being fed. Clearly. Yellow dog. For him to take that bitch to yellow dog, I'd be standing there. If he was to ever pop up and do it, yes, it should be a nice foundation. Shit. If you can keep him, you got to keep him. That's one of them ones where you make a breed like that, you might not have to bring no chain. All you need to do is bring us some, well, we need to have some yard space. Because this is a good cross, especially when you grab something that not too many people play with. This stuff down in here, man, this stuff down in here is brutal. This stuff down in here is brutal. Tell me again. Cook. Yeah, whoever dog that is, he need to go ahead and make that move. See, it's things like this, the mind of a breeder. The mind of a breeder. The mind of a breeder. Smart move. It looks good. I don't know if it look good. He's got opportunity to fill in gaps. He filled in a big gap when he put this on top of it. Big gap. Got something to look forward to. Especially when he knows that this dog, black on black, still throws these. So imagine what happens when he make his cross. He's gonna have a lot more of these with a less more of these. It's gonna revert because the genetics is so strong. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Because this is black on black. And you still throwing. That means it's throwback. Look forward to those two. Look forward to any one of them because they all got potential. Why? Because this food was being tasted. Those that left that came back were being tasted. They gave him help. Let's see what works with Ship. You know, Ship got a lot of pages. He don't have a lot of winners. You know, you always gonna hear me. You know, I ain't afraid to holler it or say it. When you're making crosses, and you know how we go down through these things. You know how Twin do it. Oh Lord, how many pages of this shit I got? You know, remember, Mayday got more than all of them. He got down to 1,500. But I can tell you, we could pull up 17 champions and grand champions, and when if we want to start adding all OMs to the equation, guess what? We down there hitting the jackpot with Mayday because we can go 9 pages with this dog, and maybe we may find 5. We know we're gonna have to have 4. Hmm. Hold on, fellas. Okay, we back. No, I did find. I'm just trying to find one. You know, just give me one. I'm just trying to find one champion, y'all. Is that one right there? I think he's one. Oh, I'm sorry. I think this one right here is one. Yeah, that's one right there. No, out of the country. Okay. Out of 17, 45, 3 times winner, 25. Okay. Okay, y'all. I'm just going back. Let's see where these dogs are gonna take us. Okay, I see Scallywag. We see Bosco and Sheba. Yep. We see where it works. We know how it works. We seen it work. We seen this before, remember? So we already know where it's going. We see Scallywag, and there we go. We see Bosco in there. Yep, you see it. You see it? All this stuff gonna be heading right back to where we was at. Carver. See, this is that we're doing the same thing when you go looking at these things, you know what I'm saying? And remembering, we know what worked with Amber. Remember, that's just one of them. You know, that ain't no secret to us, is it? Because we've been tipping and tabbing and scooting around where we know, I can guarantee you, the dogs they was crossing with Ambos were Ambos for a lot of people to bring to them and wasn't getting shit. Let's talk about the ones that did. Everybody can't get it. First of all, he had a good chance because of the way that he was bred. Winner to winner. You know, it just, like I said, when we go to looking, I ain't trying to go through a bunch of pages, but we know based on the pages that we are going through, you know, we seeing a lot of it. Here's another one. We can get this one in here. $27. Two-time winner. That's 93 minutes. Okay. 27. This is where we was earlier, ain't it? Almost like it. Yep. That's the same line that we just came from. So we know why that worked. We know why it worked. I'm always talking about the boys from overseas during that time period, man, where, you know, this country fell off just a wee, because they were matching more dogs outside this country by taking our dogs and just, you know, redefining them. And some of them actually started making their way back. People ask, well, Twin, how did they know? How did they all know? Well, when you see a bunch of people jumping on a bandwagon based on a dog that stayed in everybody's face, you know, a bad dog, good dog, you know what I mean, like Chip was, everybody started breeding to him. And then you notice, you know, you hear a lot of people say with this well, and that. And well, if you can't figure out why it was working for some and not others, then you're not paying attention. Because me, before I do it, I'm going to try to find out what was working, to make sure that I got that on my yard. I got a better chance than working with something that I seen work than to working with something that I'm guessing on. I don't like them type of percentages. I'm gonna go after the percentage, the better percentage. Give me something I can work with. And I feel confident and these crosses. Okay, get back here to the screen thing. Okay. Uncle Willie, one love to all the fellas. What's up there, Uncle Willie? Uncle Willie, me and Mike was talking about you the other day. Yeah, we was talking about you, trying to figure out the NASCAR story. You know, with Tom and his breeding program. You know, no, I like where he was trying to go with it, but you know, I'm still trying to figure out. You know, is he going the way that you would go? You know, being that you had him first, being that you made breedings, being that you got the straws. What do you think? Do you think the crosses that Tom is trying to reinvent, or do you think he? Well, I always believe Tom has always got a way of thinking when he's breeding dogs. You know, I always just in some of his breeding. Maybe he ain't got the powerhouses like when you had NASCAR and a teacher and all those dogs. He goes out and go grab. And the reason why I'm saying that because we still there's them revenge dogs out there that and Tom he ain't made his way to them yet. And to me they seem like they doing a whole lot better when it comes down to them gardeners. Uh, those dogs, those Casanova dogs, when they was crossing those Dexter dogs, you know what I'm saying, into that stuff. I'm starting to notice that, that seems to be the new cross with the Garner dogs. Those are the ones that, that Tom might have to go back there and hit his treasure chest because he ain't gonna let those type of dogs get out there and be carrying his name, and he ain't gonna have none of it on his yard. He's not gonna. He's missing a ship because the trainers already done left the station, and there's a lot of good dogs out there with them Garner dogs that Tom ain't got his hands on yet. He needs to start looking around because there's some good Garner dogs out there. You know what I mean? And the way we study our genetics and the things that we do with the dogs, it just plays a big part, especially when you got, you know, people that can go in there and know and then caught on. Oh my goodness. Once they caught on, oh boy. All right, I'm looking down here through the chat, y'all. Give me a second. Cause Mike done let me here alone. Okay, I'm still going through. I see all these damn pedigrees being pulled out. What is the, why we ain't pulling none of these up? Where is all these pedigrees? What is all this shit I'm looking at? Welsh got his stuff up here. I mean, Viking, y'all throwing pedigrees around like, okay. I hope it's in topic with me, because when I grab it, I'm gonna go and see. I'm going to see. Let me see. Who I want to grab? I want to grab one. All right, y'all. I'm gonna pull this one out. I'm gonna see where it's going, where it's gonna take me. Y'all don't mind. Since I ain't doing that, I done went over through my little expose before I just walk off and leave. I want to interact with y'all, since don't I want to interact with me? Might put the link down. So I'll be right back. We'll pull one of these up. Got one. I got one. I'm gonna pull up. All right, well, this is a nice one. It doesn't look like it's been out there over, or, working its way back into the country. Like I said, that West Penn stuff is definitely something to look at. No, and that's another country. Damn. Know what we're gonna see just on the top by itself. We already know what this is gonna take us to. Gonna take it to some heavy Undertaker Mayday cross. Watch. Stone City Buck, all the good stuff. Nice cross right there. I like that breed. Nice cross. And then you got the right little come along with it. With that Sammy Arab Boomer, the Sammy Arab cross. Oh yeah. That brings promise. Itty bitty, the little pig, and little buck and them little mate. I remember her when I got a little buck. Yeah, she's up a yellow buck, Miss Nico. You know what I'm saying? See, these kind of things right here, these are the kind of moves that only make these other moves better. Like this breeding right here. Look at that. Look at that red boy cross there. And that's red boy. Heavy red boy. Yes, sir. Heavy Mayday. Right there. 357 speaks for itself. Buckets, double buckets. Heavy bucket. really triple bucket. Itty bitty. Like I said, 357. Ready a little bit piggy. I told you a little bit, little bit little mate sister right there. Sir Cal now. Baby and little pig are the same dog. Baby, being the same dog, is also the mother to Black Ice little female. Got her name. Well, let me see if I can pull her up. There she go. Same dog. Same dog. Off a baby. Remember I said little buck, little mate right here. Black Ice. Beat that world-class Killer Cali dog. But this is the same stuff. You created Macho Buck. Same cross. You know what I'm saying? Same cross. So it's telling you that it worked. You see your Jeep. Hmm? Yeah, yeah. Awesome. What, still there? Yeah, put that pedigree up there. I was doing. Mhm. See, litter mate. All of them produce. Yeah, I go get it. All of them produce. All of them. That's champion little Mayday. They all done it. Oh yeah, I'm going back over here. That's it. Okay, so let me get that off. Oh, okay. They all produce winners. That's how bad a good a foundation that is. Lil Buck, Miss Piggy, Sir Kale. That just gives you indicate. That's an indicator. I've been showing y'all all this shit. Remember them top dogs I was talking about? REDBOY. We say, let's go. FRISCO, Mayday, Yellow, Buck. Come on now. And Jeep. Yeah, you know, if I say all of them, I can just break it down: Diabo and Carver with some Kobe. Diabo, Carver, and Kobe. Well, I can just, I didn't got to use the Carver because the Carver going to go back to the Diabo, so I can go Diabo, Carver. You know, same thing. So let's go with Diabo and Kobe. That's the red boy. And that Kobe covers the red boy in the Jeep. Diabo cover all the rest of the shit. That goes all the way back, all the way down there to the yellow and then and the Jocko cross. Two influential crosses. You know what I'm saying? And come on, think about it. Why would you think it would stop working? You know? See, there go my little female I had off a baby. The one I told you went to sleep and didn't wake up. That was her. Right off a baby in Bozak. She was a tiny little female too. She had the Sarah Kelly color. She had that big ass head, like she had a big, stocky body, real nice built dog. Yeah, I cut her ears. Yes, sir. No, James Edwards taught me how to cut those ears, and guys, I was cutting ears ever since. I just didn't like cut my dog's ears, but her, she had that big block head. I just wanted to do it as a puppy. Her little May sister, she has a little May sister that produces too. We're coming off a baby. See what I'm saying? Go Prodigy. She was a two-time winner before she lost. She lost to a good one though. Then you got the Diablo, and then you got the Trap Dog. All these were good dogs. Now we throwing Stone City into the equation. Everybody just doing it. You see what they doing? These are smart moves. There's that offspring. Going hard carnivore. Little mate brother the brick. Same crossing. Like I was saying, if you notice, all the great ones, another great cross. I guess he would be champion. It depends if he's in the country. If he's in the country, you know. outside the United States, they can lose game and still keep their grand championship. In the United States, they lose it. So I don't know whether he's still a grand champion or just a champion, but he lost game. But you see the crosses. We've been looking at them all night on dogs that where it works at. They all seem to have that same little line up. Same old lineup. Mm-hmm. All right, man. I'm gonna come back out here and holler at y'all and go back down through the chat. Let me see if I can find some more. You see that? One of them good ones. I tell you, man, it's that buck puts that body in it. I had to give it. I give it to hardcore too, cause hardcore be having some nice body, you know. And I can't really put nothing past that Jeep male. He was built up pretty good. He wasn't no thin dog. He was built. He had a lot of power in it. You know, you want them dogs. You see them bolio dogs. They throw them bodies, man. Them bolio dogs do be throwing them bodies. We just started with another rough one, dark brindle. Okay, I'm back over here to the chat. Going back down to the chat. Let's see where we at. Okay, I'm still looking at Pedigree being slung. Hey, Viking, which one you want me to throw up? Viking, I see you didn't put about 1,000 between you and my man's in there. Well, y'all just Pedigree crazy. Give me one to put up, Viking. Your turn. I like you put up there, Welch. I liked that. I liked it. I like posting that one. Pit dog, I said, who calling in tonight? Man, you could have jumped in and called in. Just sat right here and watched my breakdown. You only breed to a certain caliber of dog. Hold on, let me put this up.
I want to give a big shout out to my man Cosmon Cal TV. Hey, you guys. Hey, Cos, put up your YouTube channel link, man. Look, man, my man, we support each other. Cos just got him this YouTube channel up. Good information, you know, and I'm always supporter of the people who support me. I suggested everybody's try to support him. Cos put it up there, and let's go hang out with Cos. Cosman Cal TV. I'll meet y'all over there.
All right, this is from Old Man. It says, twin, historically speaking, you only bred to a certain caliber of dog. Would you have bred to Frisco in the past? Formative approaches are different from hunters and breeders. Um, I put it to you like this. Hold on. know what I'm saying? I'm coming to you, old man. Okay, old man. There's your answer. There's your answer. This is the going hard dog. Okay? Okay? That's for you, old man. Oh, oh. See how we playing with it, baby boy? See how we playing with it? Yeah, we've been playing with it for quite some time. Because KP bought him, he owned him. If I'm correct, he had revenge. Like I said, we've been through this. If you didn't see this, he had a sibling. Pretty nice female. Cross from Red Boy, that Jeep Red Boy cross, and that Frisco. You know, we still doing it. See, the plan is not over yet. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. These kind of moves we looking at now is really making it happen. Because we trying to put some of this back in there. Gonna be heavy Frisco, heavy Red Boy Jeep, but we added him to the equation. Throw a little spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Added a spin on it. This is how we're gonna make the connection back to Yellow Dog. Remember, these two champion stairs they're going to be studded. And we're going to be swapping puppies, crossing them across to make that combination. We're going to be putting more Mayday on top of this stuff. We just setting the lineup. As you can see, it's just a setup. You know, probably gonna take one of them Michael Myers females to him after that. No, she's on the list. These are just more of our priority breedings that we're looking at right now. They're strictly priority. Like these puppies. These puppies is going to be like these puppies. These puppies is all set up and made up. The females going to be working their way back up there to him, and his dogs is going to be working themselves back down to him. We're going to be crossing those dogs back into these dogs right here. All black dogs. We're going to have a whole new line of mated shit running around here eating up shit. You know? Hog hunting, tree climbing, running the mill, and definitely maintaining them bodies. See, them bodies, they need me. I'm bringing more Patrick. That's why I'm going after the Mayday Stone City Patrick Cross, because these are the good bodies, but I think we can put better bodies on, stronger bodies. Give me this female here. Give me this breeding right here. With all this going on right here, and then me running back up there and crossing it back into Buddy. Take a female up there and take it back to Buddy. Take the best male out of this breeding here and breed it to Buddy's daughter. See, we're gonna slowly incorporate our bolio back up in here. So we're gonna have that same thing to put Frisco, Jeep, Yellow, Mayday, major all-around players. We're trying to recreate consistency. You know what I'm saying? Consistency. So it's gonna be a lot of switching back and forth. Yeah, doors are open for public sale to the owners, but at the same time, you know, they're not excited. They're rather lazy. You know, and if you get the opportunity to go to them, be fortunate. That's the key. Like you said, we do breed to particular caliber of dogs. Very particular. I wasn't going there. Hmm? Oh, there you go. Between them two studs, that's what we're working with. And it's funny because they black. That's what makes it more funny. So yes, it's interesting. Viking, is that you, Viking? Is that what you put me up? Is that what you want me to put up? No, there's so many of them. I mean, how do you do this? Coming down some more. Okay. Mo, I have the 2 of 5 best Michelle bitches out there. Throw the pedigree up, baby. Throw me the ped. Throw me the ped. Mad doctor. Nope. I'm waiting on you, Mike. Let me finish that product once you put it in there. Okay. Yes, sir. Them wall climbers, I got you. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna be wall climbing, tree hugging, treadmill sliding. I told you I'm trying to get the bolio body. I can win me some confirmation show. You know what I'm saying? And just sitting back and understanding the history, then you be like, okay, I get it. I want to see if I can be convinced of taking the old and bringing it to the new light with the new light. Okay, Ronnie says, yes, reason why is because he is directly off a champion Chinaman all with and solid out. Yes, sir. Hey, no pads online, but I'll call you tomorrow. Okay. Hey, do that. Yeah, you can call me tomorrow. And if you need me to, send me the information and I will make it online. You know that. I'd be interested when you say these kind of things, man. What do you mean? I hear you. Who else we got?
Want to give a big shout out to my man Big Ronnie Comer. Welcome to the Shark Tank, fam. Big shout out to Lamont Mazel. Welcome to the Shark Tank, fam.
I'd like to know what that Michelle looking like, baby. Well, fellas, I done took y'all on this run. You know how it is when I get out here and get to running through this stuff. I get lost in track because my watch is off. I don't be having no watch. But I do appreciate you guys sitting up there looking to me. They said, yes, sir, that Red Boy Jocko Bolio Red Boy Jeep. Close. It's a mug. Yes, sir. Okay, fellas. All right, fellas. I see a lot of. I seen a lot of penheads going up. Some nice ones. Sure like to see. Next time y'all decide y'all want to sling a bunch of damn pairs, y'all use that link. Use that link and come into this room with me so we can share it together. Let's talk about it. How about that? I can't have y'all running around slinging pairs all over my pairs that I'm putting up now, and y'all ain't talking about it. It fits what the conversation is. Pull your pants up and come on up here and let's talk about it. I've seen some good ones on here that y'all could have shared that with everybody, including me. You know what I mean? Y'all want me to throw y'all pairs up when I'm throwing up pairs? Then y'all start calling in. If I start seeing a bunch of pairs like I saw today with y'all slinging pairs and y'all puppies out, y'all don't pop up here and discuss them and show them with me, I'm going to be having Mike to lead them. All right? That's the new thing. If we throwing pairs up and we talking about something, it's like a classroom going on and y'all passing notes. Share your notes with the classroom or don't share them at all. All right? Especially you guys that's been around here the longest, you know how this works. You can't be sharing with me, then you shouldn't be sharing with everybody else. Because y'all have every opportunity to kick that link and come in and put your pairs on and we can sit there and talk about it and enjoy it. And why you do the moves that you do. So shout out to both you Viking and Welch. I seen that. Next time y'all need to share with me. I hate to be the one to tell them like, hey man, get all them pedigrees off of there until they bring them up here and show them up here on the show. And then I'm gonna put y'all on blast for doing it because y'all been warned. We give y'all these links to come up there and enjoy it with us, man. I'm pointing out things. Y'all in subject. You definitely, I seen the ones I did see y'all in subject. But hey, don't sit down there in the chat. Use that damn link and come up here and let's put them out here for us to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because the listeners, after this show is off, they're not going to be paying attention to that chat room. Y'all going to got all these pedigrees up there. They're going to be paying attention to what I'm saying. They don't really deal with the chat room when they up here looking at these shows, on those guys that's trying to catch up to see what they missed. So it would be wise for you guys to come up here and share them with us so that people who go back and look at these shows or the guys who get a chance to pull our shows up and be looking, they'll see it. They won't see it sitting down there in the chat for those who don't really pay attention to the chat when they go back and look at these shows. So I just want to put that out there and, let y'all guys know. I need y'all participation and I would be glad to put them up and for us to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Well,
All right, fellas. Now, if y'all ain't noticed anything tonight, and you probably been noticing the last couple of shows, because we talked about the breeders, we talked about all the old schools. Y'all done heard the Goldie, the Fitzwaters Goldies, and the Boudreaux and the Tudors. But when you start taking a plan, and the reason I started doing this because I heard somebody make a comment about us old schoolers, and I was just wondering what the hell would make y'all think that if you know how to ride a bike, that all of a sudden you just gonna stop knowing how to ride a bike. A bike is something like swimming. Once you do it, you never forget it. Breeding is the same way if you understand the process. If anybody was to try to tell us that we couldn't produce the same kind of dogs that we produced back in the day, I would tell them they crazy as hell. And the only way that you would ever know if they're the same quality dogs is just, basically you would have to be stepping over a wall somewhere, because we don't breed for the purpose of dog fighting anymore. We breed for the purpose of just having good dogs with good bloodlines. And these dogs here, like Mo said, if you add a little bit of this bolio there, which is some of that bug shit, we're going to get better bodies. I think we can make some beautiful conformation dogs. I'm too old to have the waste of time to teach a dog how to run up a damn wall. But as far as bodies with conditioning, you're going to have beautiful dogs. The other thing is, look at what Mo said tonight. I put up FRISCO, CHINAMAN, where they go hand in hand. And I went Jeep REDBOY. Why did I use the Jeep REDBOY? Because CHINAMAN, FRISCO going to take us back to Eli. Jeep is going to take us back to Eli. REDBOY going to take us way, way back. The thing is, that same cross, some same group of dogs that worked way back then will work in 2025. They will. And he took y'all all the way back and brought y'all all the way to the future and showed you, yes, it is still possible. It can still be done. You're not missing nothing. And for everybody who, has these little things to say about time, here's one of the legendary breeders of all time. I mean, what more do I have to say? And if he is doing it, I ain't got to remember now, he's been doing this for quite some time. If you pay attention to what he's saying, remember, this man can free semen at the whip of a, and he doing it right there. His kennel is actually artificially, simulating saving sperm. Now he moving up to talk about cloning some shit. But if you just pay attention, what the man is doing has not really been a secret. The combination does change over time. We always told you the combination will change over time. The names of the dogs will change over time. The names of the men will change over time. But the concept and the quality of the dogs will never change. Why? Because they're doing the same thing different ways. Always got to have a little bit of this and know how to maintain a little bit of that. See, I heard Tom say something that was real crucial in his yard tour. He always made that point. I wanted to take a little bit of that, something that was missing, and I wanted to bring it back using this. Or I took the best of that, and I wanted to add a little bit of this, so I took it back to that. But if you he's saying that, but he doesn't have a pedigree in front of him. But if y'all pay attention to what he's saying and actually go pull up the pedigree of what he's talking about and what he's actually done, y'all will see things no different than what y'all seen on this screen tonight. There are no other bloodlines that I can think of who have withstood the test of time like those dogs at the top of the ROM list. Mo been crying that ever since from day one. And when we started this show, he has always told you, fellas, I play in the top 5 of the ROM list. I don't do nothing but breed champions and grand champions. Okay, Mo, I think they got it. No, they don't, Mike. No, they don't. So we pick it up and show you a different way because we talk about them, and we want you guys to be aware of the fact that it's not a matter of what used to work in the past, because shit, if it don't be the shit in the past, y'all wouldn't have had nothing to talk about here in the future. But to say it can't be done, I tend to disagree. Because the men were able to create something that lasted decades and still going. And we're here to tell you, it will still keep on going long after we gone, because everybody ain't got to do it, because everybody don't have to know how to do it. But all it takes is a couple people to know what they're doing, and guess what? It'll still be here long after we gone. So appreciate everybody for showing up tonight, but I need somebody. I don't need somebody. I need everybody out there that's still hanging out there with us. Just show me a little bit of love. Big shout out to all my people who supported the channel with your super stickers and all the love and appreciation, because again, you didn't have to do it, but being that you do, I trust and believe it's well appreciated, because you didn't have to do it and wouldn't give a damn who was 99 cents. It's not the fact about the amount, it's the fact that you found it in your heart to do it. So share the love. Now for all you other ones, share some love and give me some damn thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Muscles, muscles, muscles. Now give me some damn roses, roses.
We need them damn roads.
So the land, as this day has come, let me see, we had some fun. All right, y'all. All I gotta say about tonight is, man, I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all figured it out. Can anybody tell Mo what's the major factor in the history of the dog game when it comes to that register of merit list? What two dogs dictate? Before we close out the night, I want to see that chat. Don't want to see nothing else on that chat but my answer. Name those 4 dogs that I was talking about, along with the 2 dogs that is the catalyst of the American Pit Bull Terrier. The blood. And then I'm asking for the dog.
All right, let me see some answers right quick. Hold on, wait a second. Hold up. I don't see. Wait a minute. Did they hear me when I say my time's up? Did they hear me?
Let's see. Yeah, I see somebody gave some thumbs up, like he did.
Okay. I know we still have 46 people hanging out in here. And I know I don't mean to be begging. I'm just going to be asking. Come on now. Give me some damn thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Muscles, muscles, muscles. Now give me some damn roses, roses. We need them damn roses.
Come on, man.
Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. Show some love. Come on. Hello, fellas. Again, this show here, we try to just have a conversation about the bulldog of the past. But just because we be talking about the bulldogs of the past don't mean that these same bulldogs cannot be used for things in the future. I mean, you want to get a body of a dog? Look at some of the bodies. Just look at the dogs on our yard and some of the other dogs on other people's yards. I'm telling you, man, certain bloodlines, just combinations, just build beautiful bodies. You know, to get on a treadmill and just blow it out, or behind some weights and pulling it out, what the attributes it takes to be able to do that, a bulldog is fully capable of doing all of the above.
Okay. Okay. Did it get my answer? I seen somebody say Jeep.
Hold on, let me get you back in.
Because I see somebody got Jeep down on there.
See somebody got Jeep down on there. And then I seen Kobe. Mad Doctor had Kobe. Mad Doctor, you was right. Kobe was one of them. What was the other one? The two catalysts of all this. Kobe and who? Anybody know the second one? And then who was the four dogs that I was talking about? Cornerstone of the game. And that's I'm talking about in particular. Tudor's Darbo. That's right. Balling. That's it. Tudor's Darbo and the Kobe dog. Major factors. Now, do y'all remember what were the key dogs that I said that was on that registered list that had all those great dogs from Jeep, Frisco, Mayday, Yellow? Name those calluses of dogs that makes all those dogs the same. Because those dogs are historical dogs on that registered merit list, been there for years, and they all had the same dogs in them. Can you name those dogs? The consistency of the line. What was it? Do y'all remember? Key. I'm gonna give you an easy one. Carver. When I said Carver, y'all should be an easy one. Yeah, Bolio. Carver. That's one. Right? So what would we put with the Carver dog? All the dogs have something in common. So let's just start with the Carver dog. Who we got? We got Bully Son. Right? Yep. Big Carver. Yep. Eli. Bolio. Yep. Heavy. Don't forget Finley's Bow. The red boy. Finley's Bow. That's the Kobe. Jeep. You know, each one of those dogs has something very in common, along with Frisco, Jeep, Mayday, Grand Champion Buck, and Yellow. Were they all outcrosses or were they line bred? All of them had one thing in common. They were all bred damn near alike at some point. They all had some Kobe. They all had Carver. And they all had Diebold. And that just shows you from way back then to all the way coming down through history, just that combination of those dogs made it legendary. Legendary. I don't know how many of you guys really picked up on that, but take your time, go back through it, study it, because it's a big point. That was the whole focus of tonight's show, to show the relationship between Frisco, Jeep, Chinaman, Grand Champion Buck, Red Boy, Mayday, the whole clique. So guys, I guess I'll be seeing y'all Tuesday. I'm seeing a shout out to the ones that got that right. Balling, Mad Doctor, I seen you. And Bloodthirst. There's one more. Because the first one he put down Mad Doctor put down Kobe. Yep, to the Dabo and Jig, they run together. How about Kobe? How about Dabo and Kobe? Because Dabo, he is the key factor in the Carver dogs. Don't forget that. The Carver dogs. That's Eli, Jeep, Bolio. See them all Carver dogs. Red Boy dogs is the Kobe dogs. Finley's Bo and Red Boy. You know what I mean? Remember, you can go in there and you can throw Snooty up in there. Snooty is a Carver dog. And then Bolio Carver dog. All of them Carver. Every single one of them. Every single one of those dogs. From Bolio, Grand Champion Buck, Mayday, you know what I'm saying? Frisco. All them dogs they Carver dogs. They go back to Dibo. The Kobe Cross and Finley's Bowl brings the Jeep and stuff together. That's why Jeep works so well with Red Boy, because he's the Kobe in him. Just understanding the guys and their relationship on how they would breed the dogs throughout history. You know, that was the part that I was pointing out tonight, pointing out those things and showing you that there was guys out there, when I be talking about the formula, you know, making it more in depth, that there was a formula. You know, hopefully we can get back in there with a little bit more participation of guys. I like them last few pedigrees that I did get a chance to show. You know, I was really impressed. You know, really. But my Benzo said, we all here. Talk for what, OG? What you mean? Man, we need y'all to come and talk to everybody, man. Give me a break. Benzo, Lamont, I was just sitting in the past because it has something to do with what you were speaking about. And that's what I was saying, Lamont. Yeah, I wasn't getting on you, B. What I was getting on you was just, hey, man, come share that with me too, B. Because hit that link, toss them numbers, man, and we can do it on the show so you can point out. Y'all showed a few pairs of people that didn't come up. But yes, sir, understood, all love. And I'm telling you, man, it is all love. Sure is. Ain't getting you. You already know how this room is. You know, we bulldogs anyway, so don't never take it personal. But Lamont, yes, I want you to do that again, but this time do it with me. Come on the show, man. Because if you can find them, that means there's something out there that I don't see. You know? And I don't look at the chat, so a lot of this stuff, guys, I be missing. And I be mad because I don't get a chance to share with y'all. Remember, I'm just looking at a screen. I don't get a chance to see the chat. So when I get a chance to go back through, y'all be having stuff up there that I want to be able to deal with on the moment. I want to have to come back and bring up something we didn't already pass. I want to be catching the moment. That's why that link is important. Start using it, and let's bring y'all shit up here and let's go look and take a look. Yes, you was definitely on subject because the ones I did put up was definitely in line with what was being said. You know what I'm saying? Hey, share it with me in the chat. That's all. With everybody, because remember, even after the show goes off, there's a lot of viewers that come on and watch this show that don't watch the chat. So a lot of those pairs will get washed off from guys that just don't go and pull up the chat while they listening to the show. And I don't like people to, to miss those things that are really very important sometimes in the chat, because that's why I hate missing the chat, because the thing that's showing up in the chat that I miss and I don't get a chance to see, that I be interested in when I do see it. So come on, guys, we got to start using that link, man, and getting up in here and let's talk to everybody, not just the chat room. Let's talk to everybody. That's all. With some love behind that.
All right, fella, I'm gonna try something new tonight before we get out of here. Now, we're gonna be back here Tuesday night, if God permits. But I need y'all to take at least these last couple shows and pay close attention, and you know, just to where you feel comfortable enough to understand it. One thing that we learned growing up in this game is listening, understand what we're listening to, and taking what we learned and apply it to what will work for us. See, that was the key to any and everything that we done. I always told you how Mo and the KP used to argue and go back and forth. Now, if this matter, that's like two professors going at it. But they mind frame is still in the same direction. They both still on the same thing. And they have actually put together some good work. That's why we always laugh and say our KP is like our modern day Earl Tudor.
And I'm Marie.
And Mo is, Mo. He's that Maurice Carver part of this, But one thing they clearly have understood over the years of what it took to the point to where they wasn't guessing. That's one thing that I can truly say. They were not guessing. They was literally putting in that work, make them phone calls, get out on that road. When one thing didn't come through, then we were going to try this next thing. But it wasn't something that they was throwing together. It was something that they was actually putting together. And yes, if we could have done it, if we could do it 30 years ago, we can do it in today's world. Hell, Tom's still doing it. Some of the older guys, some of the, the bulldoggers, we don't need, this is a whole new era for a lot of us. And we told you, we don't know nothing about what the future is going to look like. That's why we talk about the past. That's why we deal with the past. The purpose of the past is, in order to know where you're going, you got to really understand where you're coming from. Pay attention. Why are we talking about all these great dogs in all these different people's hands, but they all being able to do and produce and show that they all got the same thing in common, regardless of who had it? If you did it like this, you were going to have something worthy of talking about. A lot of that shit that we talk about has passed the test of time. Understand where we're going with this. Understand how it fits into your program. And when we talk about working dogs, a working dog can be a guard dog. A working dog could be a dog running up the treadmill. A working dog could be one pulling weights. Confirmation show. That's a working bulldog. A working bulldog can be whatever your purpose is. But the thing is, you want that dog to serve your purpose to the fullest. You want to have the best of whatever it does, whatever that purpose is. That's what makes the great ones great, the legends, legends, the dog worthy of being talked about.
Big Saul, what's up, baby?
Make it a part of your life, man. Hey, Big Saul. Big shout out to Big Saul. Big shout out to Samurai Kennels for putting us on the list. As always.
Oh, yeah. Big shout out to Samurai. I got your message, baby. I love you too, man. Thank you. Don't think I don't appreciate it, because I truly do. And I know it's your list. Okay, I got you, bro. I hear you. Say shout out to Samurai and the Samurai crew.
You run around here spanking me. I can't do nothing but take it.
Yeah, fellas, but look, this is all it's all about. You know, pull the community together. Everybody, don't forget Cosman TV. Show him the love. If you haven't got over there, hit that subscribe button, and we all be hooking up over there. That's what matters. Again, support each other. I mean, it's not a matter of what you know or who you know. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you know, if you're sharing it, you'll be surprised at how much more you can add to what you need to know. That's why we open this room up for people to hit that link. I said this last show, you know, man, everybody ain't hitting that, ain't nobody hitting that link, Mo. You know, because it's important that y'all talk about what you need to talk about, so it's just not a one-sided view of our opinion, because what we're showing y'all is undisputable. This is not made up shit. It is the facts. It's already been happened. It's already been done. You can't go back and change it. Here are the results, regardless of that paper said what and all that. Remember, we take all that out of the equation, because one thing the bullshit does, you know, when you're dealing with bullshit, believe it or not, bullshit will rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? It always rises to the top, and it's easy to scrape it off, because common sense, and that's what a lot of breeding programs do. Like you say, you know, I heard somebody make that comment, man, we got black yellow dogs. Well, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shouldn't have been a shocker if you go back and pay attention to what we're doing now. What used to be from black to red now is going back from red to black. Ain't that how time works? When it's all in the family. Remember, we always talk about, you know, you're going to get something from back there, but because if it ain't there, there's no way it's going to be there. You got to make it there. You know, we make that little joke about that Zebo shit, but on the serious side, we be dead serious about that shit. We better go back there and find whatever it took to keep that Zebo and have it back there in case we need it, because somebody going to tap into it because it's there. And as long as it's there, we're going to be able to catch it somewhere. But if you're paying close attention, you'll know it when you see it. That's how you know your shit is working. So as I get up out of here, man, y'all do me a favor and just have a safe weekend and keep bulldogging. And remember, regardless of what you do and how you do it, knuckle down, stand 10 toes down, and always, I said we always,
Always! Always!
scratch.
Gratitude.
Yeah. I got a little thing going on. Hey, Mo, I'm going to try. Look, I got a little entertainment thing going for y'all tonight. It's going to be something new. And I just thought I'm going to just add this in, or something from the little studio. Try something new. Y'all ride out with this.
don't know them dogs like he know that sax, do he, y'all? He don't know them dogs like he know that sax, do he? Yes, sir. Y'all, we gonna head on out of here, man. Big shout out to y'all. Y'all going hard, reloaded, production. Thank G-Money. To y'all coming up this Tuesday, y'all. Y'all have a safe one, man. We love y'all, man. Peace. Shout out to Black Thirst. Thank you for the sticker, baby. I see ya. I see ya.
Awesome!